Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tank's Top 10s. Today's top 10 is 10 movies you need to watch in October. Why October? Because these movies have to be creepy, spooky, scary, and all that good jazz. Because October is the month of Halloween, my friends and fans. So, let's get to the countdown.
Number 10 is Pumpkinhead. The creature looks like a xenomorph without the exoskeleton. The story of this movie is kind of sad because it's a farmer and his son living out on the land, on the farm, and a bunch of teenagers show up just to go camping on a nearby cabin with driving their motorcycles around. And sadly, the son is run over by one of the motorcycles, completely accidental. And the father tries to bring his son to a witch to see if she could do anything to, fix him, heal him, make him alive again. She tells him to bury him in a pumpkin patch, to summon Pumpkinhead, to do his bidding. Well, pretty much Pumpkinhead just goes around, kills everyone, but the father can see what Pumpkinhead is doing. They are joined together in ways. Pumpkinhead can see what he is doing, and he can see what Pumpkinhead is doing. And if Pumpkinhead is harmed, the father is harmed. Number 9 is Candyman. The story about Candyman is a African-American slave falls in love with his master's daughter, and those two make love, and the father finds out and has an angry mob come and hunt him down, beat him down, cut his hand, his painting hand off, covering him with a bunch of honey, and a swarm of bees come and sting him to death. Then he comes back to life if you say his name 5 times, and he'll come and kill you from groin to gullet. Number 8 is Hatchet. This movie is a bloodfest and gory as heck. If you like that, you'll enjoy Hatchet. The story is very interesting. It's based on a character named Victor Crowley, who's a deformed hillbilly that lives in the swamp, that goes around with a hatchet, chopping people, dicing them. He also has a gas-powered sander that he just grinds people's faces off. It's a very gruesome movie, you guys. But there's a sad portion in this movie where Victor is being teased by a bunch of townsfolk kids, and they're throwing firecrackers at the cabin, and the cabin accidentally starts on fire. His father tries to go and save Victor from the fire, but he grabs a hatchet trying to chop down the door, but the hatchet goes through the door and accidentally stabs Victor in the head. Nightmare Before Christmas is a classic movie you can watch with your kids. The story of Jack Skellington finding Christmas Town and trying to bring Christmas to Halloween Town is just a great story. It's a great plot. This movie's just great. I recommend you guys give this movie a watch. It's a perfect movie to watch with your kids and it's the rest of the family. Number 6 is a classic, The Blob. The story of a giant alien's mass just trying to absorb the entire town. And it's up to a bunch of teenagers that are in their 20s or so to stop it. Number 5 is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger is terrifying in his own right. In this film, he is borderline terrifying. Him able to go around in people's dreams and kill them that way, and also coming into the real world and killing them that way. Freddy is just a slasher. Number 4, The Evil Dead. This movie is great. It's a classic film. It's just awesome. Pure awesomeness. The story is about a group of friends just going out to this cabin in the woods to just, hang out for the weekend. Then some shit starts to go awry when they find a book of the dead called the Necronomicon in their basement of the cabin, and shit starts to go awry. Friends start to be churned. There's a scene in the woods that I don't really want to talk about, but it exists. And we get introduced to our main protagonist, Ashley J. Williams, meaning Ash from The Evil Dead. So this movie is just great, you guys. The story is awesome, and everything. Number 3 is Friday the 13th. The original Friday the 13th is a great movie because it's a story about a bunch of counselors trying to rebuild a summer camp so they can reopen for summer. But they seem to keep getting offed off by a mystery person. Our main protagonist, Alice, goes over, finds all the bodies, and she's freaking out and meets Mrs. Voorhees, where she starts telling her about a story about a young boy who drowned in the lake, and she said they were making love while the young boy drowned. Number 2 is Trick or Treat. Just like the novel this movie is based on, has several different stories going on at once in this movie, and each one of them contains our little sackhead protagonist, Sam, who goes around seeing if you're following the correct way of Halloween, like not blowing out the jack-o'-lantern, or not breaking jack-o'-lanterns, or all that good stuff. Sam will get you if you do. Number 1, John Carpenter's Halloween. This movie is great, and you guys got to watch this movie in October because it's Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween is by far one of the best horror movies ever made, and that score is just great. This story of this movie is about Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, where Michael escapes from an insane asylum trying to go out and kill people, and he encounters Laurie Strode, who he can't really kill. That's Halloween, the story of Halloween, you guys.
I hope you guys liked my countdown, you guys. It was hard to choose because I liked a lot of movies out there. I really liked them. And it's difficult sometimes to figure out what to pick, this movie here, that movie there. You know what I mean? It's just difficult sometimes. So, I hope you liked my countdown, and I hope you all have a good day. And just remember, stay awesome. Cheers, y'all.